We're going to create our own first calculator. So in a calculator, we just get an input from the user, which is integer. So let's say create an input. Let's say write your first value, and therefore let's store it in an integer, and first number, let's say first number, and set this input into an integer, and there you go. We'll have that all of this text which is translated, and let's say second number, and we'll have different thing with that. Let's say second number, and as well make an input and write it down, that to write your second value, and there you go. Now let's to translate it into an integer as well, for to translate it into an integer, because let's to create an if statement, because we have 4 signs. Let's create if statement and say if. Now we're going to create another input as well. So let's say sign input, because we need here a sign. So let's create input. Let's say select your sign, write the sign. Okay, write the sign. So I will write the sign. So now we are going to store this in a sign. Let's say sign. Let's say sign is equal into this input. Now we're going to create an integer sign. If sign equals into in a string, let's say that it equals into a plus sign. Let's say we have to print a statement. In this statement, we're gonna have the first number plus second number. There you go. And therefore, if we had another elif, let's say if sign equals into another thing like subtraction, so what you have to do, print the statement again, and let's say first number negative, or subtract the second number. There you go. And therefore let's have another elif. Sign equals into, let's say equals into another sign, like if the sign equals into a multiplication, so what you have to do, the strings which we have translated into an integer, what you have to do is to first number multiply it in second number. There you go. And let's print another last else, and in the last is print a statement that which first number is actually that to divide on second number. There you go. Let's print the last statement that this is the result. This is the result. Okay, now write this down. This is the result. Now let's run our program. When we run our program, we're gonna have the first input. We're gonna enter our first input, and after that we are gonna enter our second input in store a number, and we're gonna enter in the second time, the third time, a sign, and in this sign, which is stored in the sign string in this variable, it will check the sign. If it equals into plus, it will just combine these two values into us, and if it is subtraction, it will subtract the second number from the first, and there you go, the other signs. Let's check it out.
But additionally, you can add some other code into it, that if the user, for example, replace a plus sign, it write another thing. So you can write down that give a mistake, or say that to write the correct thing.